Morning, year six. How are you all doing? I hope each and every one of you is doing well. Today we're going to be learning something new. We're no longer learning about the ancient Sumerians. Today we're going to be learning about the war between the Mahdis and the British. Now, we all know that at some point in the past, near past, not too far, uh, I would say early 1900s, the Egyptians were ruling Sudan at the time, and then the British people conquered Sudan. Now, let's find out more about the war between Al Mahdis and the British. Now, as we know, Sudan was one of the British colonies. Now, when Britain took over Egypt, Egypt was still ruling Sudan. The British people allowed the Egyptians to control Sudan as they didn't see any benefits or riches, so they did not want to be militarily involved. Now, the Sunnis people decided to revolt against the Egyptians, and the revolt was led by Al Mahdi, whose real name was Muhammad Ahmed bin Abdullah. Now, Muhammad Ahmed decided to call himself Al Mahdi because he believed the state should be run by Quranic ways or as per the Quran. And he gathered forces of soldiers whom he called Ansar. Now, the Ansar overthrew the Khedive rule of Egypt and Turkey. He managed to unite Sudan against foreign rule from the Beja in the east under Osman Digna to the Bagara in the west and the Nuer and Wak and Shuluk in the south. Now, Digna was from the eastern Sudanese Beja people and from the Hadendawa tribe. Digna became famous in Britain as he was the only foreign commander to have broken a British infantry square. The British people took so much pride in their infantry square because no one was able to, break it apart except for him. So he became really famous because of that. Now, the Mahdi made the capital of his Islamic government in Durman. His forces killed General Charles Gordon. General Charles Gordon was the British appointed governor of Khartoum. Now, the Mahdi died of illness soon after, and his successor, the person that took over after he died, was Abdullah ibn Muhammad. He was known as the Khalifa, and the Islamic government lasted from 1885 up to 1898. Then, another British general, Lord Horatio Kitchener's British and Egyptian forces overthrew the Mahdist government, avenging Gordon's death. Now, there were good points and bad points in all the people in the wars at this time. Now, if you were to think of two good points for Al Mahdi and two good points for Gordon, you would probably come up with something along the lines that I did. For me, I would say Al Mahdi was brave and he probably had good leadership skills for him to be able to, lead the people to break the British infantry square and overthrow them. And Gordon, he contributed in the economic development. He built the trains, he started the education. So each one has their own good points. And of course, each one has their own bad points. But we're just not going to mention that now. Now, here are a few important names and key points to remember. Al Mahdi, whose real name is Muhammad Ahmed bin Abdullah, was the revolutionary leader. The Ansar were the soldiers who fought with the Mahdi, and the Khalifa, who's the successor of the Mahdi, his name was Abdullah ibn Muhammad. Osman Digna was a revolutionary fighter who united with the Mahdi to battle the British. General Charles Gordon was the British appointed ruler of Khartoum, who was eventually found dead in the presidential palace here in Sudan. And Lord Horatio Kitchener was the British general tasked with avenging Gordon and restoring Anglo-Egyptian rule in Sudan. So his job, Lord Horatio, was to avenge Gordon's death and try to bring back the Egyptian and Turkish rule back to Sudan, have them rule the Sudanese people. So please take a screenshot of this. These are very important key points. You're going to need them. Please do that. And this is it for today. I'll see you guys next lesson.